Hello. I have a disembodied aspect of myself up. When I say disembodied, I just mean a really hurting part, a scared part that's really angry, a part that's had its boundaries transgressed and violated a number of times. And these parts get triggered on the awakening path. This is part of the journey. And so, yeah, I'm just enjoying seeing through his eyes, seeing through his fearful eyes. I'm enjoying feeling his anger that hasn't gotten to be expressed ever. And I'm enjoying being like the unconditionally loving presence, just letting him be him, I think in the past I used to get identified and think that I was him. And I used to be like, hey, what are you doing here, disembodied part? You're ruining my vibration. You're ruining my inner state. But now it's more like, just like, oh, hey, disembodied part. I'm curious about him. And I'm like, I hope you're doing okay. I don't know. I just love to be with him. And it is interesting, when we're in a disembodied state, we're not going to be like, in a sense, we're not going to respond the best to things sometimes. I know I was feeling in a disembodied state last night and something happened, and because I was in a disembodied state, I got triggered. And when we get triggered, it just causes like drama. And when we're in our power and we're feeling embodied, it's like really not much can trigger us, right? And there's not much drama in our life. And so yeah, I was in this disembodied state. And of course, when we're in a disembodied state, that seems to be when we're poked. And that's just how it works. And I just kind of was watching it happen, just like, geez. But just in loving kindness to myself about it, like, well, this is just what happens. And it's nice to feel anger come up, because I'm just going to speak for me as a man, when it comes to like embodying the masculine, it's been hard to do in some ways because I felt so disconnected from my anger. And David Yeda talks about this too, that for a man to be embodied in his masculine, he must become comfortable and safe with his own anger. And it's like a lot of men, they feel so cut off from their anger, right? So my embodiment journey is life just triggering anger a bunch, it seems like, and fear. And those are kind of all mixed in. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going through this morning. I just wanted to hop on and kind of share that. And this is part of the journey is we're going to be really feeling in our power, we're going to start feeling our wholeness. And then life's going to be like, okay, here's a spot where you're fragmented. That's another way of saying disembodied. Just basically what that means is we've repressed an aspect of ourself and kind of left it for dead. And it's buried in our body somewhere. And until that part comes up and is integrated, we're not going to be fully embodied, right? And so this is what the path's all about, is we just become more and more embodied. And so life's like, okay, there's a spot of anger. I'm going to use this person. They're going to do this. And, and that's going to bring that up. And you're going to start to feel this sense. Once you've kind of been triggered, you're going to start to feel disembodied. Or you're going to feel this aspect of you, this wounded aspect of you. It's like it's going to be really up, and you're going to be, maybe you're seeing everything is scary. That means a fearful, disembodied part of you is up. Or maybe everything's making you angry. It's like an angry, fragmented part of yourself was up. And that's just how this moves. And this part gets to come up, and it gets to be seen, and it gets to, oh my gosh, it gets to, it gets to experience life again, because it's been so numbed out and frozen in your body for so long. But the beautiful thing is as you deepen, you don't identify with this part as much. You more, like I said, you're just this unconditionally loving space for it to arise within. And you don't see it as a problem. That's the second biggest shift that will happen in your awakening process. You don't see it as something that, oh no, go away. You're ruining my vibration. You're ruining my inner state. I'm not going to manifest as well. No, it's just like when it comes up, you see it as like a gift. Like, oh, cool, more of me that's been suppressed. Yay. I've really been missing this part of me, You start to like have that new type of response to when these disembodied and wounded and fragmented parts of yourself get triggered to the surface. So it's like you realize you're not them, that you're this space of unconditional love, and they are welcome forward because you're curious about them. You want them to be integrated into wholeness. You want to know all of yourself. You want to know what life is like as all of you, integrated in this, deeply embodied state. You want this experience. So this is why you fall in love with healing, and you let go of an end result eventually, and you just fall in love with the process. It's like, I don't think about anymore, how long have I been in Kundalini and when will I get to there? No, it's just like, I just love the process now. I love healing. I love bringing these parts of me home into the light, because I am the light, right? I am God. I am source consciousness. And that is not an arrogant thing to say. That is a really humble thing to say. When you get to this place, when you recognize that you are the light, it's like, it's a very humble thing to own your divinity, to own your light, because when you do that, you get to hold space for your shadow. And this is one of the most beautiful things about stepping into your power is, you get to heal really fast, and you get to just anchor more and more of your wounded and hurt parts into love, into the light. And when we step into our power, a lot of our egoic stuff and our egoic arrogance and all that stuff, it just kind of dissolves. And you more just become this humble servant to the light and to God. And a humble servant, welcomes forward the darkness within them. A humble servant isn't concerned with only having this inner state, and I want to push this part away so I can just feel good, so I can just feel peace. No, a humble servant welcomes all of himself or herself forward to be integrated. So I felt my Kundalini in this video get more active at the base of my spine and start coming up, and that's always a really beautiful and fantastic blessing. I don't know, this has been a great video to kind of share with you guys. I hope that you got something from this. Sending you all love. If you resonate with these videos, if my daily postings, sometimes twice a day, have been supporting you, I will leave a donation link below if that feels good for you to offer in exchange. I will also leave a link to join the Patreon channel, where I have lots of exclusive content and some channeled writings. And of course, there's a link to book a session with me if you would like to do some one-on-one healing and you need just a little more presence and a little more of an unconditionally loving space to help meet your unconscious and disembodied parts. I'd love to be there for you in that way as well. Other than that, I just thank you all for being here so much. It means a lot to me, you guys just watching and supporting and commenting and subscribing. It's really beautiful to see the channel growing. It's just very heart-opening to be here with you guys. And, just sending you all so many blessings. And I will see you guys in the next video. Namaste.